What are the first things an actor has to do once they get to LA?
I realize that you're going to be rejected a lot and that it will take longer than you ever thought. I came with a 2-year plan, and I thought that was giving myself a lot of extra time, but I've been here 4 full years. This is going into my 5th year, and only in the last year did I start to have any type of decent success, and by that I mean that I could keep food on the table regularly. But I came, I think that if you come, you have to decide, am I going to cut all ties with other careers and do this or not? And I chose to not have a day job, and it's made it more difficult, but I couldn't have reached any success without it.
When you came here 4 years ago, how many IMDb credits did you have?
2.
And how many do you have now?
100. I just passed my 100th IMDb credit, and still nobody knows who the hell I am. So you can make a lot of movies without actually bursting into the big public consciousness. I think that's another thing actors need to understand. You know, so I've done a couple of TV movies for Hallmark Channel, and they're great, and I'm glad to be in them, and yes, they help. But they do not change your life, and they don't change your career. There's so much noise that an actor has to burst through that you have to understand. Even if you get a big project, it may be a bump, but it's probably going to be a slight bump. It's more the accumulation of IMDb credits that make a difference.
What about getting acclimated to LA? You came from somewhere else.
I did.
And how does one get acclimated to LA and also acclimated to actors' hours, whatever that is?
Well, I came from the East Coast. I'd done theater in New York and up and down the East Coast for 14 years, and I came out here expecting it to be much the same, and it's not. LA is not really a city. That's one thing you have to understand if you come here. It's a collection of smaller cities. Geography is very difficult, and your friendships, your ability to do auditions and work is all determined by traffic. And that's a huge thing to realize when you come here. If you're going to come to LA and try to be an actor, you have to be completely available emotionally, spiritually, physically. Your relationships, whatever they are, have to understand that this is your priority. Michael Caine said, and I think he's right, he said, this cannot be, if you want to make it, this cannot be just a full-time job. It has to be a full-time obsession. And I find that to be very true. You have to be completely obsessed to the point that people who are not in the business will say, you're crazy. If they don't say that, you're probably not obsessed enough to make it in the business.
What about looking for that side job while you're looking for those acting roles that are going to put food on the table? Where would you look for these side jobs, and what type of hours would you look for in terms of those jobs?
If you think you have to have a side job when you first come to LA, try to get one that's very, very flexible. A lot of people are bartenders, caterers, anything that's part-time. Don't get something that's going to lock you into particular hours every week, because invariably you'll miss an audition, and that's not going to do anything. You might not have gotten the audition, but it kills your morale. So I came here with a no day job plan, and it's been tough. You know, there's been a lot of peanut butter years. It's good that I'm thin. That's another thing. If you're going to come to LA, you should probably decide that you're not going to eat as much as you thought you might eat, or you're accustomed to eating in the first few years. You'll have times when you eat nothing but noodles and peanut butter. That's just the nature of the business. Other times you'll have steak. But yeah, your day job should be flexible.
And what do you wish someone had told you before you got to LA? Or were you glad no one did say anything?
I wish that before I came that someone had said, don't come, because this is very, very difficult. It's a cruel town and a cruel business. No one cares, and you have to do it yourself. Now, I still would have come, but I would have come with more awareness of just how difficult this business is. All that people ever see about Hollywood is the gloss and the entertainment and the glamour. That's all produced for the general public, not for actors. I wish that someone would produce content for actors saying, do not move to Los Angeles. It is very, very difficult. And then the only people who will do it are those who will say, by damn, I'm going to do it. I can take it. Because that's the kind of spirit you have to have. You have to be tenacious, and you can never, ever give up, or you will not make it.
I think one thing that's interesting is when people don't have somewhere to go back to, they tend to stick it out. Yes. What would you tell someone on how to emotionally survive coming here? because it's very cold, and I think people need an outlet, whether it's reading, whether it's hiking, their church, whatever it is.
I hike in Griffith Park. I come to this place every Sunday morning and spend time here, and this is my solace. I think you have to have something outside of yourself, be it a relationship with God, a higher power, your relationships with your family. You have to have other outlets other than acting, because that's what allows you to, to put your passion into your acting. At the same time, I know people who never think about acting except when they have an audition, and I think that's a big mistake. You're a small business person, and you have to think of yourself as a small business person. So when I get up in the morning, I'm going to work. When I put my feet on the floor, I'm at work, because I am my business. So there's not a moment that goes by. Even if I'm hiking, even if I'm reading, I'm always looking for things that I can apply to my business. I think that's the only way you make it. We're entrepreneurs. And that's another thing that people don't say to actors. They say, come here and explore your inner self and feel the character. Well, yeah, that's great, but first you have to get on set. And you don't do that unless you're a good business person. I don't mean to sound so earnest. This is what LA has done to me. This is what LA will do to an actor. If you achieve any type of success here, you become a bit more serious, and then people say, boy, oh, you're kind of a hard ass. But it's a tough town.